Okay, hey everybody, Lori Ballen here in Las Vegas, and this is a really important video. I think if you are trying to build your real estate agent website and you have not learned this strategy yet, this could be the one that completely launches your website and sets everything off and running for you. Today, we are going to specifically talk about content clusters. Content clusters, topic clusters are when we create a series of articles or blog posts that are all related to each other. Now, you might have heard this in the past called the hub and spoke strategy as well. And what that looks like is the hub is your main topic. So let's just say buying a house is our main topic. That's the hub. And then all of these little spokes are all of the related subtopics to buying a house. Things like credit score, down payment options, finding a real estate agent, where to buy a house, is it better to buy versus rent, all of these types of subtopics, okay? So that would be the hub and the spoke. The hub has its own article, and this is going to be a long form article that covers a topic super in depth. So, how to buy a house might be the beginner's guide to buying a house in Las Vegas, right? That's where I live. The beginner's guide to buying a house in Las Vegas. And in that beginner's guide to buying a house in Las Vegas, I'm going to cover everything that somebody would need to know about buying a house, the entire process, everything from how to determine my purchasing power, what credit score do I need, what does a home tour look like, choosing a real estate agent, making an offer or counter offer, multiple offers, earnest money, escrow, home inspection, the home appraisal, home insurance, all of these little things that they need to know when buying a house. That article is going to be thousands of words long. Okay, thousands of words long. And then all of those little subtopics are usually 1,200 to a couple thousand words long. Just to give you like a pulse on what that looks like, okay? So keep with me here. I'm going to show you a bunch of visuals on this so that you can see how this all comes together. We're going to use some paid tools. We're going to use some free tools. And then I'm going to give away the spreadsheet that I'm creating with these topic clusters. And you can click the link below to get this spreadsheet with all of the topics and everything. It'll be all finished out for you, and that will get you started, okay? And then you can take it from there, because topic clusters are something that you should be doing in batches. So if you are just starting a real estate agent website today, I would say start your content based on a topic cluster. Selling a house, which was what we're going to do today. That's why this one is blank. Buying a house. Maybe you specialize in investment. So your first cluster is going to be investing, Las Vegas investing in real estate. Maybe you're going to work on hyper local. So for example, this website here, this is my Summerlin real estate agent website. Summerlin is actually not a city. It's a master plan community with over 40,000 homes and over 100,000 residents in Las Vegas. It just covers the western rim of Las Vegas. So it would qualify to have its own website because it's a distinct language where people in Summerlin talk about Summerlin. They want to know about the events in Summerlin, real estate market in Summerlin. So for me, I have it divided up into its own niche website. I also have my Las Vegas website, which you can see here at ballenvegas.com. Now today, in this tutorial, I'm actually going to show you how I do the research for topic clusters so that you can see how they work. And then I'm going to put a quick little example on WordPress on my website for you so you can see how that plays out. You may say to yourself, I don't have a WordPress website. I wish I had a WordPress website. You might like to talk to my brothers, Jeff and Paul, who actually build out all of these websites, different themes, different designs, and they integrate the homes, this home grid right here is called IDX. They integrate the IDX for you. They integrate analytics for you. They can integrate a CRM or database for you. So definitely talk to Jeff and Paul. You can find them right here at ballenbrands.com in case you need that. Also in the video below, I'm going to include a link to a do-it-yourself website in case you are somebody that can follow step-by-step instructions and set up your own. You might want to do that. I'll put that down below for you in the description. All right, now we are going to use my Summerlin website as an example. And when I started this website in 2020, I started with hyperlocal, which meant things to do in Summerlin, best of Summerlin, all of the Summerlin neighborhood. So I started very hyperlocal. I have not yet added real estate articles to this website. I wanted to first rank.
Sorry, I couldn't hear what you said.
iPad starting off. I didn't want to start with, I wanted to rank for the area first. Now I'm going to add real estate. That depends on you and where you are. Okay. So I'm going to show you what it looks like exactly as I'm now going to go in and create real estate articles on this website. Okay. So we're going to start with a skyscraper and topic clusters. Now, the free way to do this, the free version, is go to Google. Type in how to sell a house. Okay. Now, I hit enter so that I can open Google on a full screen here. If I click anywhere here, how to sell a house, I click after the mouse, Google suggest or Uber suggest, Google suggest or Google auto suggest shows up and it starts telling you what people are searching into the search bar. If you put a little space after that, how to sell a house, you get a whole bunch of options. How to sell a house by owner, how to sell a house without a realtor, how to sell a house by owner, how to sell a house by owner, how to sell a house fast, how to sell a house as is. Okay. Each one of those could be its own subtopic of your skyscraper blog post or pillar post, we call that, right? The skyscraper post or pillar post is the same thing. The super long in-depth guide, super long in-depth article. That's your skyscraper. That's the hub, right? Each one of these could be its own subtopic and spin out on its own. Okay. So how would I start mine? I would come over here to to a spreadsheet. Now I'm just using Google Sheets to create my topic clusters. And again, you can get a copy of this sheet. I'll have it all finished for you. You can click below to get that. I'm going to put right here, how to sell a house in Las Vegas. I'm going to make mine local. How to sell a house in, oh, actually we're in Summerlin. So how to sell a house in Summerlin. Okay. Now here, I'm going to put pillar post so that you understand what's what when you get this spreadsheet. So that's the pillar post. Okay. Now, to create a pillar post, I would simply go over to create new post on my website. Okay, so this is WordPress. You're going to see what it looks like. So this is going to be how to sell a house in Summerlin. Okay. Now, I'm going to put this in a category over here. So I have a category called real estate, Summerlin real estate, and I have two subcategories, buying a house and selling a house. Well, this one is obviously selling a house, so I'm going to put it right there. how to sell a house in Summerlin goes under selling a house. Okay. Here's the basic quick version of the formatting of this page so that you can see how this would come together with these spokes. And then I'm going to continue to show you these tools on how we do the research. So how to sell a house in Summerlin. I always start off my blog post with an intro, and that's going to be about 100 words or the size of a tweet. Underneath there, I'm going to put an image or a video. Video, if I have it, is always a bonus. And then underneath that, I'm going to put a call to action. This is going to be a lead magnet of some kind, an offer that I'm going to try to give them an item of value, and they are going to register. So the objective of our topic cluster is to rank on the search engines, is to rank on Google. The goal of the skyscraper or pillar post itself is to bring in leads, right? And how do we bring in leads? We bring in leads with a call to action or a lead magnet. Okay, so that's going to be some sort of a button, okay, something like that. And then underneath that, I'm going to have a table of contents. And I've got another video that shows you how to optimize the blog post completely, so you know how to install those. And then underneath the table of contents, now I'm going to start my blog topic, okay? So how to sell a house in Summerlin. I am going to explain what the process looks like. So I might have step 1, or the paragraph heading might be preparing your home to sell. So that's going to be going to have a heading on it, a paragraph heading, or we also call that an H2. And then underneath that, you're going to write about, let's just say 300 words. Now that's not an exact, that's just a ballpark. It could be 300, it could be 500, it could be 800, but I'm just kind of giving you a scope of, so that you can see what this skyscraper post kind of looks like. And then I'm going to show you those subtopics or the little spokes, what those look like. Okay, so preparing your home to sell. And then you think about, you are a real estate agent, you're going to be able to think about what is the process when selling a home, and you can map this all the way out. So preparing your home to sell, you might have finding your agent. I'm going to make that an H2, and then maybe that's 300 words. And then you might put selling your house for sale by owner. Okay. And then you're going to put 300 words, and then you're going to say selecting, pricing your home, pricing the listing, pricing the house, whatever, something like that. Okay. Because you know, that's a whole strategy. And then you might have the next one, considering offers. Okay, so you're getting the idea here. Now, if you have 10 of these little paragraphs, 10 of these sections, and they average about 300 words each, your skyscraper post would have 3,000 words. Okay, that is what a skyscraper post should look like. It should have thousands of words. Your smaller subtopics, which I'm going to show you how to find those and put those on your content sheet, those subtopics in the cluster are going to have more like 1,200 to 2,000 words on average, I think. Okay, that's just kind of a ballpark if you want to think about it that way. So you could literally spend an entire year just creating one topic cluster. And typically, we like to publish our topic clusters at the same time because it will help Google understand better what you're about faster. Now, when you're creating a blog post, it could take a year for that blog post to really climb the rankings. It could take longer if your website is brand new, you don't have any trust or authority or expertise in the eyes of Google yet. You've got to give your domain time to age. You got to put a lot of content on there. You got to earn some backlinks from other reputable websites. So until you get to that point, it'll take much, much longer to get these articles to rank on the search engine. So the sooner you start, the better. The more disciplined you are with your content strategy, the better. The more focused you are on topic, the better. And the more you create content around lower competition, which I'm going to show you how to find that, the better. Those will just increase your odds, okay? Now, if you've been taking my trainings and classes for a while, you might have heard me say, in a month, if you're only going to post one article per week, so you're going to publish 4 things per month, week 1, do a buyer cluster. Week 2, do one of your seller clusters. Week 3, do your real estate market report. And week 4, do a hyper-local blog post. I teach you how to do all of those things. That would still be okay because you're working on 4 clusters at a time, but you're publishing them all one each month. So by the end of the year, you would have 12 skyscrapers and 12 subtopics off of each. And then you would keep going with that. It doesn't have to end at a year. That's just an example of how you might want to go about doing this strategy. Okay, if you can create content faster, great. You can do one cluster at a time and just only do seller topics and get those done, and then only do buyer topics and then get those done. Then target hyperlocal and then target the zip codes or the areas or the neighborhoods or whatever. So those are some getting started ideas, okay? So if you're going to do the free version, you would now go in here and say, okay, now I need subtopics that are related to selling a house. So just anything, selling a house, sell a house, okay? So how to sell a house by owner. All right, that's a good subtopic. So that skyscraper blog post does not have to contain all of those subtopics in it, but they should be related. Your subtopics are all going to link back to the pillar post. The goal is to rank that pillar post for how to sell a house in Summerlin. All of those subtopics are all going to point back here saying, hey, Google, look here, look here, look here. We want this one. We want you to see this one. That is a strategy. But the skyscraper post does not have to link out to each little each little spoke, but they're all going to be in the same blog category, which is going to help. All of these posts will be related. In addition, when we're writing a blog post, we will be linking back and forth to the other subtopics as they are related and as it makes sense to do so. And I'll give you an example of that. Okay. So how to sell a house in Summerlin is going to be our pillar post. Now we need all of these subtopics. Okay. So now we're going to do the subtopics. I'm going to do an arrow this way so you can see what it looks like. Nope, that does not look good. Let's do it this way. Subtopics. Okay, how to sell a house in Summerlin. So how to sell a house is our main topic. I'm just adding the local in there, but I am going to cover things that are related specifically to Vegas and Nevada when I'm writing my blog post. I'm going to make it very local, very relative to the people that live here or are moving here. Okay, so in how to sell a house in Summerlin, it would be people living here. So the subtopic is going to be how to sell a house by owner. Okay, and then you would go to the next one. How to sell a house without a realtor, same idea, without an agent. Now just put in any letter of the alphabet. How to sell a house and buy another. So you see that one? So you ask yourself, can I cover that topic? How to sell a house and buy another. And if you think that you can cover that topic and you can write a good 1,000 words, 1,200 words, 1,500 words, 2,000 words, then that's a good subtopic. It can stand alone. It can be covered in depth. The formatting is very similar, but does that blog post deserve to have its own entity, its own in-depth coverage? If it's laser focused enough, then yes. Okay, so it's separate enough from this that it deserves to have its own topic. That's how you create these subtopics. Okay, then you would do the same thing. How to sell a house as is. Okay, that could be its own topic. How to sell a house as is. Getting the idea there? Okay, that's the free version. This is Google. Now, you are not going to see search volume, keyword difficulty, cost per click estimates. You're not going to have any of those kind of things on a regular Google search. You can't export this to a CSV file. It's very manual back and forth, okay? But it will get the job done. If this is what your budget allows for right now, this will get the job done. You just need to keep coming in here and type a different letter and keep playing with this until you get everything that people are searching in and get as many ideas as you can. Okay, so that's the free version. Now, there is a really cool tool called answerthepublic.com. I have links in this video below to all of these tools and the tools that I use most frequently to create my topic clusters, my videos, those types of things. Now, most of these tools, I do have an affiliate relationship with the brand, with the people that make the product, and therefore I earn a commission if you make a purchase within a certain time frame. No extra cost to you. Some of these links have free trials or discounts. Check them out. Other ones may not do anything special, but I want to make sure that you have the full opportunity to check those out below in case there is something there for you. And okay, so now what we know about Answer the Public is it used to be free. Now it starts at like $99 a month for the monthly recurring, or you can get it discounted if you buy it by the year. That is more expensive than most people want to spend on their tools, but I want to show you what it is and does so that you can decide for yourself. The other tool I'm going to show you in a minute is called Sem Rush, and they're different. So there might be a reason to have both. There might be a reason for you to choose one or the other. So let me show you how they work. Answer the Public. You go right here and you type in the topic, okay? We are looking up sell a house, and I'm going to change this from United Kingdom to United States. My primary language is English for my clients, and then we're going to click to view. And what the tool is doing right now is it's out there scouring the web, and it's going to pull in all of the related questions, phrases, comparisons, and things like that that are out there on the web that you might be able to use on your article. Now, if you are a YouTuber as well, this works for YouTube also. So you can create the same type of series of related topics on YouTube as well. So we're going to click on data here rather than look at the wheel. I'm going to click on data, and we're going to take a look at some of the questions people are looking at what are related to selling a house. So here's one. Is it better to rent or sell my house? That's a great one. So I would come back over here. Is it better to rent or sell a house? Okay. They don't have to be exact matches in the phrase. You're going to be covering a topic. So it's less about the keyword itself and more about the entire topic, okay? So we're starting to make our list here. Now with Answer the Public, you can actually come up here and download the CSV file and then just pick and choose what you want to keep in your spreadsheet if you want to do it that way. So you go through each of these sections. Can you sell a house as is? Can you sell a house before probate? Okay. Now, probate, selling a house in probate, it would deserve its own topic, right? You're going to want to cover the entire thing. So selling a house in probate. Okay. So you might see several suggestions on here related to probate that you want to include in that subtopic. Okay, can you sell a house without the deed? Now that's a very specific question. Can you write 1,200 words about that, or how many words would it take to accomplish that? If you can get lengthy, if you feel like it deserves its own blog post, then you would come over here and you would say, can you sell a house without the deeds? Now, you can also just put a frequently asked questions section on your skyscraper blog post if that's a simple answer, and it would be fine there too. But I definitely want to cover it somewhere. If it's being asked, I want to make sure I'm covering it on my website, okay? Can I sell a house I just bought? Oh, I love it. Can I sell a house I just bought? And I saw the one underneath that. Can I sell a house with mold? Okay, so each of these subtopics, right? So you've got your skyscraper up here, which is thousands of words long. And then right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we've just started. We've already got 8 subtopics. So that's almost a year's worth of content already. We just started this, okay? Again, videos, all of that. Now, in addition, if you scroll down, you'll see prepositions, you'll see comparisons, sell a house or rent it out, sell a house and rent it back. So you can see, and some of these will repeat in these sections, so you don't need to repeat it. Just cover it. Ooh, how should I sell a house before the divorce or after? That's a good one. How to sell a house by auction. How to sell a house before the mortgage is paid off. How much are capital gains when selling a house? Should I sell my house empty or staged? So you get the idea. Now I'm going to finish filling this out too. And remember, there's a link below to download this. Now, the other tool that I absolutely love is called Sem Rush. If we go over to Sem Rush and we type in here, sell a house, then you're going to be able to see a bunch of phrases and questions here as well. What Sem Rush does, though, is it gives us the total search volume so that we know general whereabouts of how popular a keyword phrase might be. These are just ballpark. Keyword tools are not perfection. It tells us if that topic is trending, and it also gives us the keyword difficulty score on a level of, on a range from 1 to 100 or 0 to 100, 1 to 100. How hard is it going to be for me to rank on Google without paying to be on there? Organically rank on Google for that keyword phrase. 1 being the lowest competition, 100 being the highest competition. We want to start off with those lower competition phrases first and work our way up as our website gains more trust and you're looked at with more expertise and domain authority. Then we can get into the more competitive ones. So I always tell everybody, start off with your lowest competition first. Now, if you're just using a free tool, you won't know what those are and you're just going to go. Okay. If you're using Answer the Public, although this is an awesome tool, it doesn't have the keyword data. This one actually has the keyword data. Now, Sem Rush, also around $99 a month, is also an SEO audit tool, a link building tool, a content calendar, and much, much more. Okay. So these just kind of give you some idea on what these tools are. I pay for a bunch of them, use them for different reasons. But I worked my way up to being able to do that, of course. So how much does it cost to sell a house? This is one of my favorites. So you would come over here. How much does it cost to sell a house? That one brings me listings. I have, my blog is called Closing Costs When Selling a House in Las Vegas. And that when people land on that blog post, they fill out my home value calculator. That's my lead magnet. Remember that call to action? And then they find out what their home is worth. And then my system starts texting them and saying, hey, do you want to sell? Would you like us to come do a home valuation? You know, that kind of thing. So this is a proven strategy. Okay. Now, you can sort this by lowest keyword difficulty. Let's go to the lowest first. Okay. So you start off here and you can see if any of these are appropriate. Selling a non-standard construction house, selling a house with rising damp. I don't even know what that means. Cost of selling a house in Greece, not related. Can I sell my house during a consumer proposal? So you can kind of look at all of those and see if any of those are appropriate, and you'll work your way up into more popular phrases as you go. So start from the bottom, lowest keyword difficulty first, create all of those articles first, and then work your way up into the higher ones. Okay. So selling a house with solar panels. Ooh, I love it. Oh my gosh. Selling a house with solar panels. And remember, make it local. And I really love this one because if you look here, selling a house with solar panels, it's got some monthly search volume, not a massive amount, but you don't need a massive amount. Remember too that Google is going to show the most related pages to that consumer. So local matters. They're going to want to present a local expert when it's local. So you can bypass some of that, the larger competition like Zillow and Realtor.com when you create these great pieces of content and you're local and that person's local. Those will help you. The keyword difficulty is only 54%, so you could rank very easily. It's in the medium range, but I find this to be a very easy range to rank for. And at $8.06 a click, that's what people are spending to bid on that term. Selling a house with solar panels, on average, you're spending $8 a click. So it's a valuable search term, that would tell me. So sure, I want to rank for it. It's a valuable search term, absolutely. Okay, so you would put that on your list. Now, there's another thing that you can do that's really cool with Sem Rush, and that is do competition on your research. Do research on your competition. So if we were to go over to Google and let me type in how to sell a house in let me do San Diego. That's always my example. Okay, let's take a look. Redfin. All right, those are ads. Sell your house direct. That's national. HomeLight's national. I'm looking for somebody local. Here we go. Dawn sells San Diego. Good job, Dawn, whoever you are. I wanted to see if I knew her. Dawn Lewis. Okay, so Dawn's ranking. Okay, so we're going to take Dawn's website, this top level domain, and we're going to paste it into the search bar up here, domain overview, and click search. Okay, now it'll tell you some stuff about our website, but what we want to do is we want to go down to view details. Okay, now we can actually see what keywords Dawn is ranking for and how much traffic she gets from each one of those terms. So I'm going to sort this by highest amount of traffic first. That's usually their name, like a branded search. So obviously you're not going to rank for Dawn, so pass on that. Second one is San Diego real estate. Okay, so if you are in San Diego, you would be covering that. But you would take a look at all of the things that she did here. Okay, now let's go look at her pages directly. And what we want to see is that one that's about selling a house. And if you use the filter and type in sell, it'll help us find it. Oh my goodness. Maybe not. There, how to sell a home in San Diego. You see it? It's down here. Okay. If you scroll over, she ranks for 10 keywords for that page ranks for 10 keywords. So I would click there and I would look at what they are. Top dollar homes, sell a home in San Diego buyers market. Okay, none of that's really specifically related to this particular topic. But sometimes when you do this, you can get ideas for, oh, okay, she wrote a blog all about selling a house, but she covers, home values or selling a house and buying it at the same time are listed on that page. Anyway, it gives you ideas for what else you might want to put on that page. So this is cool. That wasn't the best example of it. And then another really cool thing that this tool has is over here on the left, if we go down to SEO Content Template. Okay, now go back to your spreadsheet and grab one of your subtopics. How to sell a house by owner. Copy that. Come back over to SEO Content Template and paste it right here. How to sell a house by owner. Create the SEO template. Now you can make this local to your area only, or you can make it to national. Okay, you can do your research however you want. You can do mobile versus desktop, but I'm just going to leave mine United States and desktop for now and just click Create SEO Template. It's nice that they divide them up into that. So if you really just want to rank on mobile, I'm so focused on mobile, you can pull everything up on mobile. If you have a more desktop oriented area still, there's some areas that do, then you might just want to look that up. What it's doing now is it's out there like Answer the Public did, and it's scouring the web. And it's going to pull in the top 10 competitive articles for the topic, how to sell. What was our topic? How to sell a house by owner. Okay. So here's the 10 so that you can take a peek at what they are. And then look up here, text length, recommended text length, 1,500 words. So what it does is it creates the average of those 10. Because what we want to do is we don't want to be too low on our word count, because then we didn't cover the topic in depth. Google's going to be looking for certain phrases and words on the page, and if we didn't cover it, they won't be there. And so it's going to know that ours isn't as in depth, right? So it's saying on average, these people created 1,500 words. That would be maybe 5 paragraphs of 300 words each, right? So let's look at what that would look like. So I would come over here to my blog, and I'm going to do the same thing we did with this little this little model here. I'm going to open in a new tab so that we don't lose our spot there for a minute. And I'm going to go to new post, and we're going to create how to sell a house by owner in Summerlin. I'm always going to make sure I'm being very local and specifically focusing on Vegas or Summerlin, something like that. Okay. Now remember that intro is going to have about 100 words. We already said that. Then you're going to have a picture or a video. If you've made a video, that would be fantastic. Then you're going to have a call to action. Now it's important that your spokes, those subtopics, all link to the skyscraper. So how to sell a house by owner is related to the skyscraper, how to sell a house. So we want to make sure that this subtopic links to the skyscraper. You can do this at the bottom. You can do it at the top. You can do it in the middle. You can make it a call to action offer, whatever it is that you want to do. So let's go ahead and link to that skyscraper blog in the form of maybe a button, right? So here's your call to action. So we're going to do a button. Okay, so this is 2 buttons, but you can actually just delete one of these buttons and make it 1 button if you want. This is being done with the WordPress Gutenberg content blocks, okay? If you're using any page builder, Elementor, you're using the Astra theme, you're using one of the Thrive themes, you're using Gutenberg, any of these page builders, you should be able to use content blocks, okay? So, and this is what Ballen Brands, my brothers Jeff and Paul, they use all this to build out the real estate agent websites. So definitely talk to them if you want to have WordPress with Gutenberg. So picture or video. Okay, so now we just change that button, and we'll call this one the how to sell. Okay, I'm going to say the complete guide to selling your house in Las Vegas or in Summerlin. Okay, so there's the button. Now that button, I'm going to create a link, and you're going to link it to your article that you created, the skyscraper on how to sell a house. Now I have not completed that yet, so I need to find another example here. But once you start typing in how to sell a house or whatever, the complete guide to selling a house, then you would just click that page or that blog post, and now it will be linked to that button. Now, here's what else is really cool. You can save this button by clicking on those three dots, add to reusable blocks. Oh, hold on. I need to finish. I'm missing something here. Oh, that's weird. Hold on. I just want to see. Three dots. That's so weird. I don't know why that's not letting me add it. Oh, there it goes. Okay, there it is. So you click the three dots, add to reusable blocks, and then I would call this Guide to Selling a House in Summerlin. And then I'm going to save it. And now what happens is any new blog post that I create, I can click the plus sign, add reusable block, find that button, and drop it right in there. So now each one of my spokes, right, those subtopics, can now have that button somewhere on the page that links back to the skyscraper. So that's one way to do it. Okay, you could just put in, if you're trying to learn how to sell a house in Summerlin, and then you just link that phrase there, that's fine too. This is just one example. But what's important is not how you do it, it's the fact that you do it. You have to link all of those subtopics to the skyscraper, okay? Remember, the skyscraper does not have to link out to all the little ones, but the little ones all need to link back to the skyscraper. Okay, now, on our content template, let me just remove that. This one here on our content template, SEO, it's 1,500 words, okay? Now, if you look here at semantically related words, these are some phrases that are being commonly found on the other blogs that cover the same topic. So you'll want to make sure that you talk about hiring a professional, marketing your home, curb appeal, finding a list, that type of thing on this, okay? But if you're doing how to sell a house by owner, okay, you can simply look at these other 10. Let's just open one of them. You click on this little arrow, it'll open it in a new tab. And you can do a quick glance and say, okay, what did they cover? Now, if you are a real estate agent and you already know what do I need to include selling a house by owner? So you would know off the top of your head, setting the price, finding buyers, or marketing your home, right? Finding buyers, the paperwork, holding open houses. So these are just kind of ideas off the top of my head. Since I am a real estate agent, I would naturally know these. If you are writing topics that you don't know about, you would just have to go look at your competition and see what they're covering. And then you would not steal their content, but you might take those topical ideas that everybody's using and make sure you're writing about them too. So let's say that would be 300 words. We're going to talk about setting the price, and then finding buyers would be about 300 words, setting the price. Paperwork can be about 300 words. Holding open houses. I'm just estimating again, but there's an example. There's 1,200 words right there on that subtopic. Okay, so the SEO content template said 15, and if you think about it, paperwork. What else might you put right here? Saving the commission. And you might talk here about why that's not actually, and why it might not be cheaper for them to sell a house and trying to save the commission, that if they actually hire a real estate agent, they could get what % higher, yada, yada. So that might be the other part. Now you have 300 words, boom, 1,500 word article. You see how that comes together? That's kind of what I want you to picture word count in a very visual way here. Okay. So I think I have covered the important things that you need to understand about the um, uh, topic clusters, the skyscraper or pillar post that's going to be several thousand words, and then your subtopics that are going to range from 1,200 to 2,000 words each. And you're going to focus on cluster at a time, cluster at a time. You're going to start off with the lowest competition and work your way up. And this is how you're going to build a content strategy that helps your website rank on Google. I'm Lori Ballen. Thank you so much for joining me today. I would very much appreciate your referrals in Las Vegas, Henderson, North Las Vegas, or Boulder City, Nevada.